Flat rate is a damn scam. If you guys are in it, you need to get out. But before we get into that, let's get into this. And we got a little package here, and I figure let's do a little unboxing, even though I know what it is. So this wasn't sent from anybody, but this is, well, let's take a look. Elbow drop. This is the stuff I've been waiting for. The I'm Not a Cat Person shirts. Nice and cool if you drop down with the EPA. Bobby Belts hoodies. Alright, it's actually really nice and comfortable. Warning, parts may fall off. I built this myself. Stick that on here somewhere. Now these are the newest additions to the store. These are all really good quality stuff, very cheap price. If you guys want to go and check it out, it's at bobbybelts.com. Even if you don't want to spend money on it, but you want the merch, we got a little giveaway going on in my year-end review video. Just to put a comment in. You don't have to do anything else than that, and you'll be entered in. The last day is the 27th, I believe, so hurry up. We're getting there. January's already flying by so fast. I can't believe it. But yeah, let's get on to the video. Okay, flat rate. Why do I hate flat rate? Why do I think it's a scam? Well, before we get into my opinion, let's dive into what flat rate is. Flat rate is getting paid for the job you're doing. So let's give an example here. We got a brake job to do. Customer needs brakes. It's simple. We look at book time because everything goes by a book time or a certain written time. And now these 4-wheel brake job, it's gonna take 4 hours of labor. Let's just, whatever. We're arguing semantics here. 4 hours of labor. So now if I do that 4-hour job in say 3 hours or 2 hours, well, guess what? I still get paid those 4 hours. So now I've done a 4-hour job in 2 hours, and now I still have 6 hours of work left. So now I can capitalize on that and make more money. And instead of 8 hours of work a day, I can make 16 hours of work a day, or some ridiculous number. The sky's the limit, basically. And the more you make over your 40-hour work week, usually what shops will do that, they'll say you're at a guaranteed 38, and anything over 40, you're gonna get a bonus on top of whatever time you record. They'll normally do that. So yeah, sky's the limit. Go crazy. That's the flat rate they try to sell you. But all that glitters isn't gold. So what can easily sound so good can easily bite you. So now you do that 4-hour brake job, but now it takes you 6 hours. You're behind 2 hours. Now you got to accumulate that time to make your 38 or make your 40 if you want to, be a consistent paycheck and just want to get over the hump. And really, you go back 50 years or so, this was never an issue in the automotive world. It was so simple. I mean, just looking at this B motor right here, if we applied flat rate to some of the problems, like Hondas are known to have a bad distributor. Distributor has a lot of internals. It has the ignition control module inside. It has, there's a bunch of connectors and wiring and everything that goes on in there. These like to fail, whatever. So back in the 90s and the 80s, late 80s, 90s, when these came out, it was so simple to do. It's just 3 bolts, take off the wires, mark them accordingly, get your new one. Dealership will either give you one, you've replaced the cap load or whatever, and there's a book time for it, and probably then it would pay you like 2 hours. Or maybe they were being generous. And you can get this done in like 10 minutes. Real easy. And that's where back in the day you would make your money. That's where it made sense. This throttle body, it's so easy to do. It's 4 bolts. Take all the little connectors off, and it probably paid good. But nowadays it isn't this simple. I like to use this motor as an example because I just built this in this crappy garage with this crappy engine, stand and just basic Harbor Freight tools. But it worked back then, and a lot of the guys who defend flat rate will defend this type of flat rate when it did work. Nowadays, you have computers jammed in like the corner of the most inconvenient bumper to take off of a vehicle. And just that's as an example of the things are hard to get to nowadays. And it's not even the book time is reflecting that. It's almost going down. Warranty flat rate is terrible. You get a car that needs warranty work, it's almost half the price, half the time of a normal labor cash job. So on top of modern cars being more sophisticated to work on, they're more electrical, the diagnosis, that's another thing. Usually it's an hour of diagnosis for a lot of things, and sometimes it takes way more than an hour to diagnose what it is, because now you have to talk to different modules, and modules talking to different modules. There's gateway modules. Sometimes diagnosis is a big part. You can spend all day trying to diagnose this car that has this ghost in it. Yeah, dealerships nowadays are just taking advantage of the flat rate system. They're giving their technicians scraps, and it's causing a lot of infighting between mechanics. It's promoting a lot of unsafe work methods. You'll have people doing not routine, not by the book stuff, just so they can get a car out and make time. That's another thing. Hustling. The faster you work, the more prone you are to making errors and hurting yourself. I mean, that's just common knowledge. That's law. That's the law of being a human. To human is to error, and it will apply when you're working on these things. And on top of the mental toll it takes on you to try to make time so that you can have a decent paycheck. A lot of the times your paycheck is not promised. It's not promised a specific amount every month. A lot of dealerships will do if you didn't make 38 hours, there is a set paycheck you're taking home, but a lot of times that can be taken away. You can make like $200 a week, and that's terrible. Plus, it doesn't help when you've diagnosed a bunch of vehicles and you're waiting on parts. So that's all this potential money that you have sitting in the lot waiting for parts that you're not going to be able to make this week probably, or you might, you don't know. It's a lot of stressors. There's a lot of anxiety when it comes to your pay at the end of the week. And of course, all that rushing and moving around and trying to get a job done is just not good for your health. You're bending in these ridiculous places. You're not using proper ergonomics. You're probably not using proper PPE. I mean, if you can ever get the chance to go to any automotive shop, a dealership right now, see how many people are using hearing protection. See how many people are using gloves. I mean, they're just trying to get that job done so fast, and hopefully they do it right, because a lot of the times there's just comebacks, and you could be risking someone's life on the road driving a car and a wheel falls off. It's not a good method for being a good mechanic. And the reason why a lot of dealerships, almost all dealerships, are using a flat rate method is because they can get away with it. It's less stress, it's less risk on them. They're putting it on the mechanics to get the job done. Because if the job gets done fast, that's great. That looks great on their CSI report. And if the job doesn't get done fast, well, we're blaming the mechanic. He's the one working on it. Now, if anything, you'll have these diehards that just love the flat rate system, and you really need to watch out. I don't want to call all of them hacks, but they most likely are, because they're rushing through jobs. They're the one that they're favoriting. They're the favorites because they somehow get the job done fast. They may have a big comeback report, but as long as they get that paycheck, and that leads to a lot of dealer hopping too. People will do that and then get stressed out and then run to another dealership and then do that. And their job retention for a flat rate shop is terrible. I have worked in a shop really only 3 years doing flat rate, and I can't, more than 20 people have come and left before me or after me, or even when I was working there. No one knows anybody. It's terrible. The best way to be the best mechanic is to take your time, diagnose the problem correctly, verify it, order the right part, install it correctly to how the book is asking you to install it, and get the customer what they need, get them out onto the road, get them safely driving a vehicle. And you don't want to worry about that and then worry about your paycheck and, am I going to make time this week? Am I going to do this? How am I going to afford to pay these bills? Some of the dealership mechanics are probably the most stressed out people you ever worked with. And once again, there's going to be probably a lot of people in the comment section just going, "You don't know how to work. You're not a hustler. You got soft hands." Those people just annoy the crap out of me, and don't listen to them, because it doesn't matter. You'll never get on their good side. If you don't make your 60 hours a week, you're not good to them. Meanwhile, they're ripping people off and they're scamming people. That's just the disgusting part about flat rate lovers, I guess. And then there are people that probably do a good job, and it's a very few. It's a very few that are probably making a good living as a flat rate technician, but they're probably taking on a toll on their body, because they're hustling so much just to get the job done and do it right that their back's probably killing them by 30, by 40. You know, got arthritis. It's not looking good for them. So if you are new trying to get into a flat rate job, just be warned. I wouldn't stick there forever. It's going to burn you out. It's going to burn you out so fast. My solution to it is get a fleet job. Get an hourly fleet job. There's tons of them out there, and they want people that are going to work safe, take their time, get the job done right. Because now it's like if you're working for a bus company, now you're not worrying about just one person in a car. You're working about a load of people in this one big metal tube, and God forbid they're children. You know, they're gonna want you to take your time and get it done properly, get it done ergonomically. They got better benefits, they got way better pay, and yeah, I can hear them now. Oh yeah, we get set pay. You're only making $1,600 a week or whatever the case is. Well, I can make $3,400 a week. Whatever ridiculous number these flat raters love. It's just not worth it. It's not worth your body, your mentality, your stress. Be consistent. There's nothing wrong with a consistent pay. If I fix one car a week working at a fleet shop, I'm still getting my same paycheck. If I fix one car working at a dealership, who knows what I'm making. If you like this video, please support my channel. Give me a subscribe. We're almost at 1,000. It's unbelievable. Almost 1,000 under a year. Like, subscribe, comment. I want a big comment section on this video. There's a lot to talk about. If you're going to defend flat rate, if you're against it, if you're against being a mechanic in general, I would love to know. But just keep this all in mind, and you guys have a good day out there. See ya.